am going to do another challenge. Now this challenge is not a big, huge challenge. I think it is one that I can handle. A challenge called Southern Gals 5/7. And what it is to do a piece of art in 5 minutes for 7 days. Now they started earlier this week. I think they're on their 5th day, but I'm going to start with day 1 and I will just go for 7 days. And I am going to limit myself to 5 minutes. I'm not really good with timed art, but I do like to draw. And so what I'm going to do is, yes, I have my other phone here. Let's see, come on, flip. And I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes, and I'm just going to draw this man's, this is a photo off of Pixabay, and I'm going to see if I can't. I'm going to draw, well, I can't decide whether I'll draw the full, I think I'll draw his full head. And I am using, this is a fussy cut. It's kind of like my intro. This is a fussy cut that I either got out of the Oprah magazine or Real Simple. And it says 5-minute art. And I thought, well, that's what this is. So I'm just going to set this over here. But what I'm using to draw on is I've been making cards, and I've been cutting them out of knee-high paper, and I've got all these ends left. And I will probably bind them somehow, but I think I'm just going to draw on here. And I'm not sure exactly if I'll do 1 day a card. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. There's just a portrait of a man here, so I doubt if I can get too much of him on here. But I'm just going to practice. 5 minutes. Let's see what I can get done in 5 minutes. You all want to see me draw in real time anyway. So I'm going to zoom in. Let's move my, there. I can't decide whether I want to do them in landscape or portrait. I think I'll do them in portrait. And I need to figure out how I can, there we go. Move this line up a little so I can get more of him on there. There we go. So I'm just going to set it down, and I am using a water-soluble ink pen, and I do have some water and a paintbrush that I'm going to use to move the lines on this. I'm using my journal here. Maybe I'll open it up to a blank page, because if I get ink marks on it, I'll be getting it on the paper instead of on the cover. Okay, we'll set it just like that. And I'm going to be working on this. And I'm going to start the timer. Let me sit down first. I have to sit down. Easier to draw when I'm sitting down than when I'm standing up. Okay, let's start this. And if you hear a train whistle, we have trains coming through town. You'll hear it. I can hear, you're going to hear that they're putting in a driveway across the street. They're putting in a new driveway. So you're going to hear a little bit of that. Now, do you want me to chat while I'm drawing this? Maybe I will. I'm concentrating on his eyes first. I know this is a pretty narrow piece of paper, so I'm not going to get his entire head on here. He's got some interesting wrinkles on his forehead that are really, man, kind of interesting. Let's just do that, and maybe I'll pull some of this hair out that way. And he's got a fairly long nose, and look at the shadow in here. Oh, look, I'm almost done with 1 minute here. But I feel like I'm making good progress. Let's do it. Let's do the eyes, because the eyes are really the window to the soul. Now he's got sort of a little dent in there, and he's got a lot of shading in here. The eye there, and his eye coming off over in here. Okay, as much as I want to talk while I'm doing this and explain what I'm doing, I'm concentrating. So let's get the shadow of his nose. Like I said, he's got a fairly long nose, and then his eyes, I wouldn't say they have bags under the eyes, but they're kind of wrinkly. Let's give him some eyeballs. And his nose kind of comes down this way, and you can see he's got a mustache. Oh, I feel like his nose is probably longer than what I have, but let's just go with it. And he's not Santa Claus by any means, but let's see, he's got the lower lip here. His upper lip is really not too easy to see, but you see this beard under his lower lip, which is kind of scraggly. All right, then he has a blue sweatshirt on, and I'm just going to put in some lines there. Now, what I want to do with this paintbrush, I've got almost a minute and a half. Let me put a paper underneath of this because I know it's going to get wet. Let me just add some tonal values in here. And I'm expecting more of a tone than I'm getting, but so I'm going to come back in with my ink pen and put wet ink into the water here because I want him to have more definition in here. I've got a minute left. He's got a lot of tonal value in here. He's got a high cheekbone and a high cheekbone in there. And let's give him, he's got an ear coming down in here, and he's got hair. I've got less than a minute left here. I want to give him some hair up in here, which is kind of scribbly hair anyway. So let's kind of wet that. And you know, I find that if my ink pen, I know this is water soluble ink, but sometimes the different pens are not always as water soluble as what you think they are. So if you move your ink pen into a wet water instead of putting the ink down and trying to wet it, you'll get more of a tonal value. So let's make him really kind of dark in there. I don't want to play around with the eyes and the nose too much. Oh, see, I'm done. All right. So that is what I did. Let's cancel it. Whoops. Dismiss. So that's what I did in 5 minutes. I can't help but want to touch it up just a little bit there, can I? Let's sign it. I'll just document it here. Sign my name. And today is August 2nd. This will be day 1 for me of the Southern Gals I think it's design, Southern Gals Design. I could be wrong on that, and it's 5/7. Now, this is Instagram challenge. I learned about it from Sue Hiles. I will put a link to the video that I learned about it, and I commented on it and she said, well, Mary, why don't you join? So I joined. This is not drawing here. This is just documenting. So Tomorrow I'll do another drawing. I don't know if it will be with ink or with a pencil. I'll go and try to find some more Pixabay photos. Let me dry this. Let's see, I need to trim this off just a bit. And I'm just going to eyeball it here. And I'm just going to attach it in my art journal. Let's see, I need some pages. This is the page I did for my mornings with Meri. So, and I want to do another one of those over here. So maybe I'll put this one in here and work this way. Do I have room to put another one? A very, very skinny one. I might have to cut it down a little. We'll just put him down in my mornings with Meri. And like I said, this is a 7-day challenge. Do a piece of art for 5 minutes. I really do like challenging myself. I don't really like the time challenges, but that one wasn't bad. And if I do a time challenge with a piece of art or technique that I'm comfortable with, like drawing, then I'm okay with it. So here's my day 1 5-minute art challenge. I'm going to concentrate on drawing, and this was for day 1, and the challenge will last for 7 days. It's Southern Gals Designs 5/7 on Instagram. I will also put a link to her channel and to Sue Hiles' channel in the description box below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.